Welcome back to One Man and 5 Acres. I'm Trent. Today we're going to be working on that Johndeere. We're going to try to get it in the shop and get everything moved around here and get things done. I haven't been on here for a little bit. Today I'm in the shop and it's extremely windy outside. So in about a week and a half, it's been about 3 weeks since I posted anything. So in about a week and a half, we've had tornadoes, temperatures almost to 80, all the way back down to freezing, high winds. Everything that Mother Nature can throw at you, she's definitely doing. Today, it's extremely cold. We have real high winds again, and we got flurries. So we got a little bit of snow coming down. It's not accumulating anything, but tomorrow, it's supposed to be in the 60s. Go figure. Ohio weather is just like that. 1 minute it's one thing and another, it's total opposite on the other. It is just crazy over here. So anyhow, we're gonna get working on the big Johndeere. I had did a short several months ago on doing the service, fixing the tire and stuff like that. And so now I've got it, it's a little bit more, I need to get it done because we're gonna try to sell it. I'm gonna send it to an auction and try to get rid of it. It's a good tractor. It's got, I think, 1,100 hours on it, and the hour meter quit working on it. And but before it did, it was like 11, maybe 1,200 hours. But I really haven't used it since, so the hours are about the same. So anybody that knows anything about tractors, that's not very many hours. So. But it's an older tractor. It's a 99? I think it's a 1999 Johndeere 5310. Everything works on it. It's just I have a tire problem where it's losing air. I had fixed it, and so it's a tubeless tire, and it had a tube in it. And I took the tube out of it. Now I found out that it's leaking around the rim. So therefore I have to put the tube back in it and that'll stop everything. But the actual puncture that was in it, I had fixed. So, and it's not leaking there, so that's a good thing. And then I have a front tire that has a slow leak in it. And I'm just gonna see if I can find the hole for it and then just patch it. So, because the tire is actually in decent shape, and if I'm gonna sell it, I'm not gonna put new tires on it. There's about 25-30% left on the front tires. So, and on the rear, there's probably 60%. So these tires are still in really good shape as far as tread goes. So let's get it in here. The first thing I need to do is come over here to the toolbox and get the key out of it. There we go. It'll start with the key now. All right, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is snowing right now. But this is the tire I'm having problems with. It's got a very slow leak. You can do work with it all day and it'll stay up, but it's got a slow leak. This is the tire. I need to put a tube in it. So let's see if she starts. She's been sitting for a minute. Yeah, we got power. Push the key in, warm up the glow plugs. Give it a few seconds here. All right, see what she does. There she goes, cold start. This thing's been sitting for a minute. Yeah, you can see the snow kind of floating around. So anyhow, like I said, it's a Johndeere. It's a 5310. It's actually in really good shape, except for that seat, which I am going to replace. But I gotta get the air in the tire here, air in the front tire, and yeah, hydraulics and everything work real well. There we go. 3-point hitch works just fine. I'll let it sit here and warm up a little bit. Idle it up some. There we go. Until it's cold outside, the hydraulic pump's a little noisy because it's cold. That'll go away once she warms up. All right. All right. Back in the shop where the wind's not blowing on me. A lot warmer. As you can tell, the shop is an absolute disaster. Oh yeah, there's a wheelchair. My wife hurt herself and I had to put her in the wheelchair for a little bit. So every time she got in there, it was like we were drag racing. I had to shift gears and everything when I was pushing her. She told me to quit it, but hey, I was having fun. I guess she didn't like it, but oh well. All right, got the tires pumped up. Oh, now the sun's coming out. Isn't that awesome? Huh. Old flag of flying. Still snowing a little bit, but sun's out. Anyhow, I bumped the tires up. Got that done. Now we just got to move her. Make sure this is, yeah, it's off the jack right down here. I just want to make sure there was a separation. And I do have the PTO turning. I turned that on so it would try to warm up the case a little bit. She's pretty cold. There we go. Try to warm it up a little bit, get everything moving. All right, let's see if I can remember how to do this. Turn that off. All right, we're up here. Pretty sure that is extremely wet. I am not sitting on that. All right, we'll see you inside. All right, we got her in the building. Backed her right on in. There she be inside. Like I said, it runs great. All we used to do is bale hay with this tractor, and I don't bale hay with it anymore. Actually, I sold off all my hay equipment. So, yeah. All right. And we'll shut her down. All right. Got her done. Got her in here. She started right up. That's always a bonus. Didn't have to jump it or anything. All right. Yep. Look at that power plant. It's got a 3-cylinder in it. But I believe it's either a 50 or a 55 horse, but it does have a turbo. So she'll do some work. That's all I can say. Let's get this hood set up here. I wish I had a magnet to where I can mount my phone and stuff and bring you guys in. That way you could see me driving in, but I don't have that. And, you know, bare bones budget minimum. So I use what I got. But like I said, everything's here. It's a good running tractor. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the oil and the filter on it. We're going to take that tire off. And over on this side of the shop, there's sitting I have an inner tube for it. Retube that tire and figure out what's exactly wrong with this tire, because this side here is the only side I have problems with. And the last time I was using the tractor, I was going through a lot of high brush, and that's when I popped that tire. So I might have hit something that went and punctured this tire here. So we'll just have to look around at it and see if we can't find something. And I'll put, I'll spray it down with some soapy water and see if I can find out where exactly it's at. All right, we got everything set up here. Use the old snap-on floor jack. We're gonna jack this thing up. Get this jacked up here on this one side so we can get this tire off, and I'll put a jack stand underneath of it to hold it up. There we go. That should be high enough. I don't know if this jack will go up that high or not. This jack stand, I should say. Take it all the way up. Oop, there went the hat. All right. There we go. I'll leave that underneath there just for a safety precaution. But we just put the jack right there on the axle. This tractor, I blew all the axles out of this, the gearbox, because I had to replace the brakes on this. I shouldn't have had to do it at 1100 hours, but I had contamination get in there, and so the brakes weren't working. So I had to take all that stuff out of there, and the contamination was water. Water got inside the rear end here, and I had to clean it all out. And so when that happened, I went ahead and replaced the hydraulic pump on the engine back to here. It all works now. But I had to clean the whole crankcase out of it, put new filters and everything on it. I flushed it like 2 or 3 times. There's a screen in here that goes in this way. Pulled it all out, cleaned the screen. So everything's been cleaned up and everything in the rear end and fixed. And I've used it since then. I've pulled the 7-foot bush hog with it, and that was when I was doing some bush hogging, and that's when this tire went flat on me. So now we just got to get the tires fixed on it, and then hopefully we can get it sold. At least that's the plan anyway. Get it cleaned up and stuff. So, yep. Let's get started on this this tire. All right. We scoot up here. Now these tires are heavy. I'm not gonna lie, they're heavy. Thank goodness I don't have any wheel weights inside here, or it'd be even heavier because I'd have to take those out. And if I was, I'd have to unbolt them because they hook up into these holes here. And they have a long, kind of like I don't know, just a long screw or a long bolt that comes out here, and it bolts on to the wheel weight that would be here. And what I would probably normally do, if that was the case, I would probably put a rope or something on it, hook it up to the RK37, and use that to hold it as I unbolt it, and then slide it off and use the RK to lift them up and set them back on the ground. And I would also probably use it to put them back on, because let's just face it, I'm not lifting that. They're just way too heavy. So I don't know how much this actually weighs. I know I can't really lift it, but honestly, when they're like this, and after I take this all off, these wheels are actually, as long as they're standing up, they're actually pretty easy to maneuver around. And it's not that bad. The biggest thing is lifting them back up. Setting them down is not an issue, but lifting them back up, that's an issue. So let's get this off. All right, I'm going to take a bolt, put it back up here at the top. Let's see if I can do it. Probably not. She is heavy. Now I'm going to have to put some shoulder into it, I guess. I know what I'll do. I'll let the jack down a little bit. Now I should be able to take that bolt out of there with no pressure on it. There we go. All right. Now we'll just walk it out. Just like that. Just roll it over here, lean it up against the tractor. We'll go ahead and put the jack stand underneath of it. And we'll just go ahead and let it back down on the jack stand. There we go. All right. And that's how you take these tires off the rim. Well, off the tractor, I should say. Get the rim off the tractor with the tire. Now I just leaned it up against the back of the tractor. You can really see how big this tire is once you get it off. Don't look too big, but once it's off, it's big. I've messed with a lot bigger, but I usually used to use cranes for those. A lot nicer, a lot easier. So let's get this thing laid down and get the air out of it. All right, everyone. What I'm going to do now is I took the cap off the valve stem. See, took it off. And now I'm going to pull the valve stem core out of it with a valve stem core tool. You stick it in here like this and you turn it. And that's going to let all this air out of this tire so I can break this tire down. Just like that. And then when it's done and I get the valve, that whole valve stem there is I'm going to take it off anyway because we're going to put a whole new, we're going to put a tube in it so we won't need that no more. And right here's why it was leaking. See the bubbles? It was leaking around the bead. It wasn't the actual tire, it was just around the bead. So I could try gluing it, but I'm just going to put the stem back, or the whole inner tube back in the tire itself and just be done with it. So that way I don't have no more problems, and if it goes to the auction, it don't go flat. All right, yeah, let's let it do its thing. All right, all the air's out of it. So we laid it down on its side and everything. So we got it laying down. Now we're gonna take the Johndeere, or the Johndeere. We're gonna take the RK37 and we're gonna put the bucket on the corner and bust this tire loose. So we'll get that all going here. I'll show you what we gotta do. All right, we got the RK37 running. I'm gonna lift the bucket up, move it to get it in position. Put a little pressure on it. Try to get some of the air to escape out of it as we go down with it. It's a big tire to break down. Now that I got pressure on it, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the tractor off and leave it sit like that for a minute. There we go. Try to get the pressure off of it so it'll pop it down. Sometimes I have to stand on it. It's slowly sliding down off the bead. I don't know if you can hear that noise, but I got ice, little ice balls hitting the top of the building right now. And then it went away. But it is extremely windy outside. I got the tires off the ground on the RK. That's how much pressure I got on this thing. I mean, it's literally off the ground. So just let it sit like this for a little bit. That's a lot of tire to get to bust off a bead. So just let it sit there, and as you can tell, it's slowly going down. It'll eventually just pop it right off the bead. I'll get a pry bar out and see if it'll speed things up a little bit, maybe. Yeah, not enough gap underneath there yet. See if I can hit the bead with a hammer, not hit the tire with a hammer. I don't have a big hammer or spoons to do this like some places do. So I gotta very limited to what I can do. There it goes. And that's how you pop a bead. This is probably going to be a two-parter because I got to do a lot more things with it. And then we'll fire up the tractor and get the tractor off the rim. All right, fairly easy. So definitely a lot nicer to do when you have a tractor with a bucket. Now what I'll do is I'll take that bead and work all the way around with the pry bars I have and get it to where the tire's on the other side to where I can get start pushing the tube back down inside there. So like I'm gonna take the bead and pop it up, then I'll stick the inner tube back all the way around it, stick the valve stem of the inner tube through the hole, lock it down, make sure there's no kinks anywhere in it, or it's not folded on itself, because if it is, it'll pinch itself and it'll create another hole inside the inner tube. So, and we don't want that. So this is what we're going to do, and then I'll take this valve stem here out, which I hate to, I'm just going to cut it out, but normally you can save these, but I'm just going to cut it out and just replace it. So that's what I'm going to do with this one anyway. So, all right. But anyhow, we're going to have to cut this video a little short, but that's okay, because we'll be back. Anyway, it's cold out here, and I got done what I want to get done, at least get it in here, get the tire off of it, move it over there, get it on the ground, get it broke down. I have a couple prior engagements that I have to get to this afternoon. I'm going to go pick up some more wood, some more skids and stuff, and get that done and get that brought over here and stacked up. And then I'll get back on this probably in the next couple of days or so. I'll get back on this and we'll get the inner tube and stuff put back down in there, and we'll get her going again. And then hopefully we'll take this, put it back on here, and then we'll change the oil and we'll check the air filter on the tractor, make sure it's in good shape. The oil probably doesn't really need change, but I'm going to change it anyhow. It was used last year, not very much. Like I said, I was mowing with it and doing a lot of brush mowing, and I worked it pretty good. That was the only time I really did it, and it didn't need an oil change at that point in time neither. But I'm going to go ahead and do it anyhow. That way it's done and over with, and that way when I sell it, you know, they know it. I'll make sure that they know it's been serviced. Like I said, the rear hydraulic fluids and everything in the rear end of it, they're clean, and it's got a new hydraulic filter on it as well as a new hydraulic pump. So everything's been replaced and flushed out, and at least I caught it before it got cold or it froze or anything like that. Nothing like that happened to this tractor. Everything worked out really well for it. But with me being a mechanic, I can't believe I didn't catch it in time. And I felt bad that I didn't catch it in time at that point in time, because I was like, oh no, I just destroyed my tractor. But I got to looking at it and stuff, and I found that, hey, this thing's not that bad. All it needs is cleaned out. So we flushed it and cleaned it all out. Replaced the things that needed replaced, which were the shifter boots on the top. They had split out. So every time it would rain, water was going down in there. And I didn't even pay no attention to the shifter boots. It just didn't do it. I didn't even think nothing about it. And then when I started looking at them, I was like, well, where'd this water come from? So I started looking around at it, and sure enough, the shifter boots on the top of up there, it's the speed selector and the actual gear slash emergency brake or parking brake lever was where they were leaking. It was leaking in both of them. And I didn't really realize that that's what was going on until I did some more inspections, and that's when I found out that's what it was doing. So I blew this whole thing apart in the rear end, cleaned it all out, put it back together, new brakes and everything on it. And it works great now. It's just a shame that I don't really need the tractor because it's a good tractor. If I knew I needed it and I was going to use it a lot, I would definitely hold on to the tractor because it's paid off. But what we're going to do with it is I'm going to sell this tractor here so I can take the amount of money that I have or what I get out of it. Maybe I'll get enough, I don't know, from the auction. And the money's going towards the RK so we can pay the RK completely off. That way, that was the whole plan and the scheme of things altogether anyway, was to sell this utility tractor for that tractor to sell and put it on there to pay that one down. Hopefully pay it off, but if it doesn't pay it off, at least it'll put a big chunk on it, and I should have it, taken care of within a year. It'll be completely paid off, and I won't have no more payments on the tractor. So, but anyhow, with that being said, I've got to get going. Like I said, I got to go get some more skid wood and stuff like that at a friend's. He's been saving it up for me, so I can, build the hog hutches and start getting ready for that. So, if you like the content that we're doing here, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot, and it's easy for you just to poke it. Subscribe, ring the bell. That way you guys can know when I'm going to post another video. Another video has been released. That way you can get it. I have been a little bit slow on videos here lately. Just been really extremely busy and haven't really had a lot of time to get to the videos that I want to get done. But once this tractor here is out of here, and we've got it done, the camper's coming into the shop, and we're going to blow the whole rear end of the camper apart and redo it. We're going to try to do it on the cheap, and but not replace everything cheaply, but we're going to try to do it cheaply as possible, but do it right. So, but yeah, I'm starting to ramble on here a little bit. But if you, like I said, if you like these videos, please give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. We'll all see you all next time. Bye.